And of course, it is no longer news what is going on within the political space in Nigeria. Mass defections from opposition political parties to the ruling All Progressives Congress at this point in time. And we've seen stakeholders within the All Progressives Congress still expressing optimism that more governors are still going to be defecting to the All Progressives Congress even in the days to come. And we've also seen reactions from, people in the opposition, political parties, the likes of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. We've also seen, statement from the Labour Party and, a host of other Nigerians or political enthusiasts, if you like to put it that way. They are saying that, come 2027, it's not going to be business as usual. But when you take a look at the progression of events within the political space in recent times, would you say that Nigerians and even the political gladiators have been able to match words with action? Well, all right. I am being joined this morning by I have guests as a matter of fact, and let's really see how we can make, do with the little time from that we have on the show. I have Ibrahim Modibo. He is the chairman, board of editors, right, and is also a political and public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much. Welcome to our studios.
Thank you. Good morning, Nigeria.
All right.
It's a pleasure being here.
Absolutely. This is your first time here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
What do you have to say about our studios, by the way?
Fantastic. Look, let me commend you first and foremost for this wonderful studio they've been able to erect in very peaceful and serene atmosphere such as this area. It's a very commendable effort, and I think you're doing a very wonderful job. Honestly, I was just around yesterday, around the upper axis, and even within the city center. I've heard you very loud and clear, and you are parading one of the most fantastic set of presenters and also executing programs of national importance and also programs that are worthy of listening to for being educated, entertained, and also being informed.
All right.
I commend you.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Modibo. And also, we're going to be joined Council 2023. He's joining us live via telephone this morning, all the way from Kano State, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm trying to make efforts to link up with him now. Thank you so much, Asiwaju Mashood Shitu. You're live on radio. Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning.
All right. And I'd like you to know also that you have a co-discussant in the studio, the person of Ibrahim Modibo. He is a political and public affairs analyst.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Well, all right. Now, we understand that reactions have continued to trail the defection of, some party members. From the opposition political parties to the ruling Progressives Congress. We've seen the likes of Governor Sharif Oberewuri of Delta State and the former governor of the state, Ifeanyi Okowa, from the People's Democratic Party, and also a member of the NNPP too, who also defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress. But at this point in time, let me start with you, Asiwaju Mashood Shitu. We understand that the NNPP is somewhat not aware of the defection of that particular member, the person of Senator Kawu Sumaila from the NNPP. How would you react to that, for starters?
Yes, thank you very much. From my own side here and the little knowledge I have about Nigeria politics, I was a former national chairman of a political party, then Alliance National Party. I think with the little time I spent, I understand Nigerian politics is we are growing as a nation. The history is there. Before 1919, that we stabilized our democracy from the First Republic, Second Republic, up to the Third Republic. The history is there. We can see with what is happening now that we are growing as a nation. Let me tell you, with the defection or no defection, all these things are normal in a political party system. there are areas when you see people defecting from one way or the other, it may be of selfish interest, and some defections took place for salvaging this country. With what has just happened in NNPP, maybe some of the NNPP political office holders are defecting to the ruling party. They know already they have problem with NNPP. I believe they're just trying to play very smart. Maybe they be impeached from the party or one thing or the other. So that is why they find themselves where they are today. For you to know that they just have to even rush for them to play smart. Don't even remember the procedures of saying they camp into another political party. They have to go to their ward, at least write later to the party that they are leaving. They are for one reason or the other. But for them to not even to remember to do so, there's something wrong that they are very serious for them to just find themselves where they are today. But we still remind them,
right,
just for them to perfect their defection, for you to know that it doesn't bother us about their defection. We still remind them to do the right thing for their living. So I think that's the little thing I can say about the defection of the members living. It doesn't bother us at all. 2027 is just by the corner.
All right.
So, yeah.
Well, are you also insinuating that there is some sort of crisis rocking the NNPP? Because when you say that these people that have left the NNPP, they did that because they probably knew that it was just a matter of time, for them to leave the NNPP, and they had to just quickly and very smartly pitch tent with the APC, regardless of the procedure they actually, used in defecting from the NNPP.
Yeah, you said, I can't get you very clear.
Is the party having an internal crisis at the moment, the NNPP?
NNPP, let me tell you, it is always like that. We you can see where we are coming from, especially who is the leader of the New Nigerian People's Party, who is also coming from where we call this Konkosia movement with based on ideology. Yes, it's just about anybody who knows Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. This program is all about how can we empower the human capital development and all that things. So when you started deviating from the ideology and you say you belong to NNPP, you started seeing that you have problem with the NNPP. So what is happening is we are restructuring the party. Yes, because 2027 is coming. It's about the color.
Okay.
Would like it. Yes, from now to June or 2 years which we have spent 2 years from now to June. Yeah, I think we can start to say that we can. How far we also restructure our party before even June 2025. So restructuring is taking place. Some people have seen themselves that already they are not performing and they have not met up the expectations. So maybe at the end of the day, there may be problem. So they started playing smart with all what you are saying.
Okay, Shitu, yes. We also understand that there are speculations that Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is also considering defecting to the All Progressives Congress. How true is that?
Yeah, these are all permutations, and I'm very happy how this news of Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is going very viral. Just you cannot underestimate the strength of Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso in Nigeria. Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is proving that proving that Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is the bride of Nigeria politics, because everybody want to see Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso by his side. Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is not saying anything up till now. Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, I believe from now to June, by the grace of God, we are giving the government enough time. What decision is he going to take? We cannot just start taking decision. He is not alone. He is a leader.
Okay.
He has both from the NNPP and even the Konkosia movement. He has a very well-defined political structure that the decisions are taken from the members. Collective decisions, not just only make decisions. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have you hold your thoughts, Shitu. Let me revert now to Ibrahim Modibo, who is, by the way, a PhD holder now in development communication. Congratulations to you, sir, in that regard.
Thank you.
And is also a former national director of publicity, APP and ANPP, and also a former member, Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council. Ibrahim, now the mass defection of, politicians, from the opposition political parties to the All Progressives Congress, would you say it is indicative of the stronghold or, the politics of ideology or the usual rhetorics of you join the APC and your sins are forgiven? I'm sure you've seen the reaction from Dele Momodu where he said or posited that some of these people defecting, they are doing that just because they want to escape the wrath of the anti-graft agencies.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
No, Shitu, please hold your thoughts. I'm actually, directing this question to your co-discussant, Ibrahim Modibo, right here in the studio.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much once again, Omafe, for inviting me to discuss this topic of great importance. You see, under globalization and multiculturalism such as ours, a society like Nigeria, we are under no illusion as to the enormity of the problems confronting this country politically. And I think it is very sad commentary in the history of this country where we have a nation that has been buckled under the full weight of greedy, ravenous, and flat-footed Democrats who do not have the wherewithal of party politicking. They don't have that kind of principles, or to say that, look, if I'm a Democrat or I'm a conservative, I'll remain there, like in other countries where we see somebody being in one party for about 30, 40, 50 years. But in Nigeria, because of the shared value of selfishness, greed, and the wherewithal to escape the wrath of the government, people are jumping just like, I don't know, they just jump from one party to the other, one party to the other. It's a very sad commentary in the history of this country. And therefore, in both content and character, Omofe, if you look at the historical perspective of this country, especially in this point in time, where we see Democrats from, parties jumping to APC.
Right.
What is tempting them to jump? People should be able to form political parties, to form opposition that will give the government the run of its own money. It should be able to think and also act in conformity with the norms and standards of democracy, where you build a political party, build up a structure, and also make sure that, look, based on principles, if you have policies and programs of action, stick to it and make sure that, look, you offer alternatives. But in the situation in Nigeria, it's a merry-go-round where we find people, people that just feel that, look, they just want to further their nests because of greed. They just want selfishness. They just want to go into politics, not for service, but for self-service. To me, it is this very unfortunate. I think, as somebody that has been in the Presidential Campaign Council, to me, it does not give Nigeria the right democracy it looks at. We should be able to have parties that have principled people with principles and programs of action, so that they will be able to sit down, articulate their programs, articulate their views. As it is today, why are these people jumping? Fundamentally, almost, I'll tell you, there are about 1, 2, or 3 problems. One, these people that are leaving these political parties, they are leaving it for selfishness, as I've stated. They just want to be there so that the next election, by hook or crook, they believe that, look, the government is in power and therefore the government have the wherewithal to influence political decisions. But they're making a very big mistake. Nigeria, as it is today, people are the ones that vote. And before 2027, I just hope and pray that there will be a kind of reorganization of the political system where we find, technology work.
Okay.
Because the way it is now, people will just sit under trees, write results, and INEC will just go and announce. And this is not going to continue in this country.
But was that the case in the 2023 general elections?
If you look at the 2023 general election, has been disputed. There are people that feel that, look, it did not capture the essence of democracy. In that, in it that the elections have been marred by electoral irregularities, where people have disputed, where people have gone to court, where people have expressed that anxiety of not conforming with the minimum standard of democracy. Therefore, to me, as a politician, I don't want to talk based on my former record as an APP Director of Publicity or a member of the Presidential Campaign Council, but I'm being dispassionate to look at this issue from the viewpoint of scholarship and learning, and also to look at it from the development perspective, of which, as my learning, my scholarly attributes tend to allow me to tell the truth.
Okay.
In whosoever ox is God. And let me tell you, Omar, apart from selfishness too, some of them are trying to escape what they call the hangman news of the EFCC.
Okay.
3, most of them feel that, look, if you're under APC, with the government machinery, with the rigging machinery of the government, which people tend to, allege, there's possibility of you maintaining your seat and also coming back to power. Because most of the politicians have gone into politics and they've been able to get the spoils of office. They don't want to leave it. People want to make it their birthright. That's why you see a senator now. There are some of them now, after leaving governor as a governor in a state, they move into the Senate. And they will be in the Senate till they die. Look, don't you have children? Don't you have other people that will be able to galvanize the problems of Nigerians for the betterment of Nigeria?
Okay.
It's sad commentary that we find old people, they will just be there in the Senate and always sleeping. Some of them have never even brought up even one, what do we call it, motion or this in the Senate.
Okay, let me jump in real quick, Dr. Ibrahim. Now, the FCT minister's thought is a bit different from your submission, that for people who've defected from the opposition political parties to the ruling party, for example, they did that based on the performance of the APC-led government. Are you trying to dispute that submission too?
You see, I don't know where the FCT minister belongs. I don't know. Is he a PDP member or is he an APC member? It is very sad commentary in this country. We find somebody hanging on the balance, just being at the center, not knowing whether he's left or going to the right. What temptations could one come up with? Because honestly, in both content and character, if you look at the problems confronting Nigeria today, it's lack of good governance. I will have to tell you the truth. There's no good governance. If you look at the pandering of appointments to a particular region without going to other regions to find the best brains that could make up democracy, this is a very sad commentary in the history of this country. You just rely on your Lagos Ibadan of Nigerian of your boys, and you make all these appointments that are sensitive.
Dr. Ibrahim, you were a former member of the Tinubu-Shettima Presidential Campaign Council.
Yes.
So what has changed?
You see, it doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, if you're talking in terms of intellectual capacity, you must be able to tell the truth. And I'm a journalist. And by virtue of my training, I've been trained. If you look at the social responsibility theory of the Nigerian press, it's always tell the truth, no matter whose ox is God.
Okay.
And also, are you balanced? Are you fair? Have you been able to subject this your analysis based on informed opinion? Now, 2, if you look at the security situation in this country has completely collapsed. Look at everywhere now. There's no peace. Go to the northeast, Boko Haram is ravaging. Come to the center, you find the herdsmen, farmers clashes in Benue and Plateau. Go to the northwest, you find banditry, all these kidnappings and what have you. Go to the east, you find this Egwesu boys, or what is that their name? The southeast
Security, the IPOB.
IPOB. It's only the southwest that is relatively better, and also the south that we don't find so much this. Even in the southwest, there are also kidnappings and what have you. So the country's security system has completely collapsed. And I think majorly it has to do with lack of commitment to me, although the military must be commended and the police in their operations. But I think what we do is more of reactive than being proactive.
But do you think all of these cases are just, happening because the government of the day is not committed to, providing adequate security, or it is deliberately orchestrated to sabotage the efforts of the APC-led government?
There is no country in the world, Omoafe, that doesn't have security challenges, including Nigeria. How have other countries been able to manage their own, to be able to nip in the bud their problems? Nigeria's situation seems to be different. It's a sad commentary that things are moving from the sublime to the ridiculous, where mediocrity and iniquity rules. We find a security, to me, it seems as if the security situation, the security, this thing is helpless.
Okay.
It is, as I've stated, we are more of being reactive than being proactive. If these bandits will follow them right into the bushes, get involved in them and deal with them, we'll be able to overcome it. But we only wait till they strike and we start going after them. Once they move into the forest, we leave them and come back. So how can this thing finish? All
right. Now, the issues, they actually appear to be Hydra-headed, but we just have to digress a little bit. But coming back to you now, Shitu, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. A number of Nigerians and even political observers, they actually think that opposition political parties in Nigeria, they've not really been able to give constructive and objective, criticism, especially looking at the policies of the APC-led government. How true is that? And if you want to differ, would you say the NNPP as an opposition political party has really done its bid in terms of, checkmating some of the reforms and policies of the, ruling party?
Yeah, yes, thank you very much. I mentioned something earlier that okay, I was part of the campaign team of Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso of the 2023.
Right.
I was the DG campaign to the 19 northern state, and with the experience I got during that time, interaction with some of our leaders there, I think I gained a lot of things. Let me tell you about criticism. Like I said earlier, that when you have somebody like Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is level in Nigerian politics, I think you cannot just say who is Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Now, when we were forming the campaign council, I was part of the team that designed his manifesto. Now, this government, what has been the manifesto, we are not part of that. What do you want to do before you come to government? You must have it. When you come to government, what are your plans today? How are you actualizing them from day one to at that time from June? By the grace of God, even if we want to criticize from NNPP, we have given enough time to this government. But if you criticize earlier than this, I think we may be seen as if we have no fear to this government.
Okay.
Not that we are not ready. We are prepared before we said we want to form NNPP. Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, not just selfish to say he is going to NNPP. He was bold enough to take that decision, to take that step in 2023, to look for best alternative for Nigerians. I was part of the national movement that was formed by Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and like minds. The national movement transformed to NNPP. Many people are so selfish. Many Nigerian leaders were invited to the national movement. But at the end of the day, like what my brother, the political analyst Amodibo just said earlier, this person may be saying, oh, when they say we want to start alone, EFCC may start haunting us. This may start happening to us. Oh, well, maybe we may not be able to do it. But you took that bold step to look for alternative bed platform for Nigerians.
All right. Thank you very much, Shitu. We're almost due for a commercial break, and maybe we should just, go pay that bill. And when we return, I'm going to be asking you, Ibrahim Modibo, your assessment of, the APC-led government in terms of performance. Is it going to be a 0%, or maybe just quite above average, because it's not 2 years already, right? So maybe they still need to be given a pat on the back, for maybe the economic reforms and policies that have been introduced and also implemented. This is Eagles Outlook live on Eagles FM. We'll be back in a short bit. Do join us again.
Meet the Infinix Note 50 series, defined by pioneers who push boundaries. Its ultra-resilient armor alloy metal frame design gives you that slick, top-notch style. Unlock efficiency with intelligence of the one-tap Infinix AI and circle to search anything on your phone with Google. Need power in a flash? 90 watts fast charge rockets you from 0 to 100% in 38 minutes. Exclusive deals at authorized stores. Get your Note 50 now. The Infinix Note 50 series. Pro design, Pro AI.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
All right, we're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. And this is Eagles Outlook, where we are looking at a very topical issue. Is Nigeria shifting or even tilting towards a one-party system, looking at the mass defections from opposition political parties to the ruling All Progressives Congress? I have a PhD holder in development communication and also a former national director of publicity, APP and ANPP. Also a former member, Tinubu Shatima Presidential Campaign Council, Ibrahim Modibo, right here in the studios. And I have on the other side, joining us live via telephone, the DG NNPP Campaign Council in 2023, Asiwaju Mashood Shitu. Thank you so much for staying with us, Mashood.
Yes.
All right. So to the listener out there who's probably itching to share his or her 2 cents on the topic of discussion this morning, we'll quickly leave the studio lines open. You can just send in your messages or even call in to share your thoughts on 09073530044 or 09087668888. You can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 090970544 and 50. Follow the conversation live on YouTube and Facebook at Eagles FM Abuja. Hello and good morning to you.
Hello, Moshe.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
All right, I'm on the line.
Okay. Welcome on board.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
While I agree with your guest there, Dr. Ibrahim,
Yes.
on the reasons given by the defection of the governors and other politicians to APC, I disagree with him on the security issues and the lopsided appointment he leveled against Tinubu. Tinubu inherited insecurity from the past government, and the lopsided appointment. Where was Ibrahim when Buhari was busy at appointing every of his service chief from Fulani Tribesmen
Okay.
and every other thing. So I agree with him on the other one, but on this, no.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ogunamano Austin, for your contribution on the show. Is Nigeria tilting towards a one-party system? That's the big we're asking on the show this morning. Hello and good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Chimezi. I'm calling from Asokoro.
Good to have you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Your analysts are doing a wonderful job, but I just want to go straight to the point. You see, the problem of a liar is that a liar is not believed even when he or she is telling the truth. The sections we are witnessing today is very good for Nigerian democracy. And if EFCC have ears, it's an open indictment on how they are really fighting corruption. We start from Ganduje to Okowa to very many of them. Very many governors will still defect to EFCC. The man in Enugu State is about to defect because he's blowing something cheek with what is happening in Ehamufu. and Ozowane. Manana, I want to make it clear that, you see, when you catch a thief, Nigeria is kind of a correctional center. When you catch a thief, awaiting trial, they are put in a place. But once a thief, if it's something that carries capital punishment, are condemned to death, including your Senate president, Akpabio. They all have cases with EFCC, but they are all in APC. Oshomole actually captured it that whenever you do commit, your sins are forgiven. So let all the criminals, that is my word anyway, defer to politically 2027. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution right there. Ibrahim Modibo, let me quickly squeeze in this question before we take more contributions from the listener on the other side of the radio. I'm sure that you're aware of the coalition plans to oust the APC come 2027, but it's beginning to look like that plan is already dead or dead on arrival.
No. That plan of coalition is still on course, and I can tell you that Nigeria is not a banana republic. Nigeria is not like these small countries like Togo and all this, where you find, live presidents and what have you. It's not going to work. Let me tell you, this coalition is coming up very strongly, and I can tell you that it's lamentable today that we have a country that is plagued by challenges of corruption, unmitigated lawlessness, crass impunity, spiritually indisciplined, brazen, and outrageous security situation that leaves us paradoxically poor in the midst of plenty. This is due to bad leadership. We must be able to think ahead. You see, all these people that are just shifting grounds, like the last caller has rightly stated, most of them, they have challenges of corruption. And therefore, that once you move into the party at the center, your sins are forgiven. I think it is a very sad commentary in the history of this country. We must have a change. If we want democracy to prevail and we want development, there must be a change of heart. You see, we have to bridge the gaps and shorten the distances. In the sense that, look, if you're a Democrat, why are you going into politics? Is it because of self-centeredness? Is it because you want to amass wealth, to aggrandize wealth? And also, is it because you want to be exploitative, you want to steal people's money? Politics is about service. To me, as far as I'm concerned, like the other man was saying, you see, during the Buhari era, I was one of the, you knew, Omoife, I was one of those that were very critical about the Buhari government. Especially the issue of nepotism and what have you. But if you look at Buhari's government, the nepotistic drive of Buhari's government is a child's play as compared to what is happening today. You find out that now every appointment is tilted towards the southwest every time, and therefore Nigerians are the ones that are going to vote. Let me tell you, nobody will sit down in 2027 under any tree and write results. Let us be serious. Let all the political class know.
Okay.
People are going to vote, and let me tell you, the votes will count.
Okay.
In as much as this vote will count, let the whole generation of the present day politicians that are just in tune and in sync of stealing or looting public treasury, let them go to one party. But I can tell you, the Nigerian masses are going to vote.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Omoife.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
My name is Livingstone. I'm glad you finally picked up. I'm calling from Musetu.
All right. Please go ahead.
You see, it's really a very sad development in the Nigerian politics, and we should all be very worried. Like the other caller said, the EFCC has its job cut out for them. The man at the helm of affairs came in and said so many things, and is delivering very little right now. It is also a fact that the politicians have indirectly indicted him, because the moment you defect, they can't come after you, and it is so pathetic. There's a development I want us to dwell on. While we attempt to blame these politicians for destroying our democracy, as it were, by making Nigeria an almost one-party state, we also need to look at the developments at the INEC at the moment. Just this week, there is this move to make Nigerians vote without the PVC. Now, should this development scale true, the rigging machinery will have been perfected. Because unlike before now, where you cannot declare votes beyond the number of PVCs collected. PVCs collected, mark my words. Right now, a district or a zone who has no voters or accredited voters will turn up millions of votes as genuinely votes. And then it is a fait accompli for us. It is so pathetic. Make our electoral process unfruitful.
Okay.
Good morning. I have a good discussion there.
Thank you very much for that contribution and also observation. But what INEC is saying is that PC, that's the permanent voter card, if you have the temporary slip, they're trying to come up with a measure or strategy where, just like he said, it has to be maybe looked at very carefully. They have to look at the pros and the cons of that. But we should stop saying it is because of EFCC. If we are saying that, are we now affirming that governors of the PDP, they've been so corrupt all this while, yet we blame the APC for corruption? What I think the reason is because our political parties in Nigeria, they lack capacity to stand. They lack political ideology to sustain themselves in politics while seeking for powers. They are too weak as opposition. Now, these defectors, they know what they are doing, not necessarily under duress. Abbas, reporting from Duse, thank you. I'd like to revert to you now. Shitu, are you there?
Yes,
all right, now I'm sure also that you're aware of the coalition, plans to oust the APC come 2027. Now, looking at the mass defections from your party, the Labour Party, the PDP, and other political parties, as it were, would you want to throw your weight behind a merger? Maybe all the opposition political parties come together and form a very strong force to oust the All Progressives Congress come 2027.
Yes, with the present Nigeria, average Nigeria will tell you, especially economic-wise, that Nigeria, you can see average Nigeria cannot survive in terms of how this government has been managing the economy. So now, we alone, can we do it? I believe we can't do it alone. NNPP is a political platform. We welcome a lot of people to come and join NNPP to deliver this country together. Are we going to align with others? But presently, I will tell you the state of NNPP is we are open for discussions for us collectively to deliver this country under the platform of NNPP. That is where we are today. Okay. Now, people are going to APC. A lot of responses from here and there that it may be mostly for soft landing, or maybe they have something in their cupboard. Now, from where I'm coming from, NNPP, deflection from NNPP, I said it earlier today that restructuring is taking place in our party. That some people for anti-party activities are there already, which they know that they will be sanctioned here or there, and they have not been able to deliver their constituency. All these things are happening. But for easy landing, immediately they rush down to the ruling party. So a lot of instances there from other states and leaders that are defecting to APC. So I will tell you, Nigeria, the assessment so far, what are the programs of this government? And for my brother, that maybe Nigeria cannot stick to one political party as a Democrat, I would bet you we are growing as a nation, and we are just starting. America and others that we copy today in the area of democracy, I think they are over 200 years age in democracy. Now, I'm telling you, we have not grown to the level of stabilizing the political platform in Nigeria. You can only stabilize a political platform only when that say they want to deliver this country master moves. Right. Who want to champion maybe alliance? Who want to champion? Who are those people championing a political party? And I will continue repeating where I'm coming from NNPP. Everybody knows the program of Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. Okay. Everybody knows Senator Musa Kwankwaso has a very strong political movement in Nigeria. All
right, Shitu, thank you
very
so much.
Very strong political party in Africa. So what I'm telling you, let me bet you all what is happening today, I want to tell our leaders that Nigeria is growing as a nation.
Okay.
You too. Yes, I'm telling you, not just if the governor is defecting to a party that will scare Nigeria.
All right.
The strength of the voters is more than these little individuals defecting. But when time comes, we Nigerians are going to decide what to do.
Okay.
The present situation of Nigeria, I'm telling you, we are growing as a nation. But this mistake of saying maybe you are a ruling party, you will not take care of what's supposed to be done, and the present programs, you can see what is happening in the social media.
Okay, Shitu, thank you so much.
Time is not our friend. Just give me a second. A member of APC will be bragging of, even you people go and do this or gather anywhere, we are going to rig, just go and sleep. So even a member of the ruling party, boasting of rigging. But I'm telling you, we are growing as a nation.
All of these political actors, some Nigerians actually think that they share the same line of thought, but just divided across party lines. All right. Saidu from Suleja says the body language of Nigerian politicians and the atmosphere of its political trajectory has always been tilted in favor of the best, or of at best, a two-party, and at worst, it is now getting into a one-party setup. And as it is going now, I will call it stomach infrastructure and safety aboard our politics. We have a long way to go as Nigerians. They care less about what's going on in the country, but rather 2027. It is a pathetic, sorry to say, or it is pathetic, sorry to say, Saidu from Suleja. Thank you so much. And Ogedemano Austin from Adona, Sarawak State, thank you for your message. Sanusi from Suleja says defection is crucial for our democratic development. We are getting there. It is a matter of time. Thank you so much, Sanusi, in party system at the end of the day.
Nigeria cannot go into a one-party system. You see, the famous philosopher and historian Jose Santayana has been severally quoted as saying in scholarly attributes that if experience is not retained, infancy is perpetual. Those that forget the past are doomed to repeat it. I have an experience. I've been a director of publicity, national director. From 2001, I've stayed as one of the longest serving directors in the political scene. And I know Nigerians at the hour of need, they will rise to the occasion. And let me tell you, the country, this lack of honest, transparent, and self-aware approach to governance. That is why today we have a country that has not been able to get a focused leadership that will be able to turn around the fortunes of its economy, security system, looking at the issue of job creation, looking at even our education system, the health system. Now we see our president almost every 2 weeks or 3 weeks going to France. Why can't we get the same centers here in Nigeria so that they could manage it? Okay. So to me, it's very unfortunate that we have a nation that suffers administrative neglect, crumbling social infrastructure and services, high unemployment rate, general insecurity, social malaise, and abject poverty and squalor. This is one of the areas, some of the areas that this government must be able to tackle. Let the government tackle. History is by the side of the president. If he's been able to turn around all this nepotistic idea of appointing only Yorubas that people feel as if we are in Oduduwa Republic now, if he turns it, the other way, and then give all the citizens of Nigerians fair play, and also look at the issue of economy, look at the education, look at health, security is very paramount. He has 2 years. If he is able to turn around the fortunes, 2027 will be there. But if he doesn't do it, let all these people that feel because they are criminal. I mean, are we trying to form a party of criminals that once you're a criminal, you run to a party and just stay there?
Somehow one would say that the allegations of the PDP administration under Jonathan was the most corrupt. I think the allegation is gradually, sweeping itself under the carpet right now. And coming back to you, Shitu, we're wrapping up the conversation now. You're a member of the NNPP. Should the pressure get very, very intense in the days to come, would you consider defecting to the APC as well?
Because like what I'm telling you,
a yes or no response will do, Shitu, please, because of time.
Yes, you say we defecting. What are the things APC saying